Welcome to the Bay Force, the not very organic intro, where we are back to this again. We are doing episode 1 and 2 audio logs. I think we should be able to cover both of them. So season 1 and 1 recording. We're currently on an ad break, but we are starting anyway. So we're starting with Joker. So this is when we had just gotten Joker on our team, and he's obviously going to be interrogated by everyone.
Mandy, quelle surprise. I thought I'd never see you like this again.
Like what, Joker?
You with your insides still on the inside. You know how hard it is to get stomach bile out of a sport coat? Oh, which reminds me, does this joint do dry cleaning, or...
Cut the shit, I've heard it all before. You meet one psychotic bottom-feeding thug in face paint, you've met them all.
And did you know the old me? We were never introduced. Suppose that's what my fashionable tardiness gets me.
Here, from the coroner's report. Go on, take a good
Oh?
look. He was a mass-murdering psychopath with a mug like spoiled meat. He poisoned Gotham City, then himself. Oh yeah, he got what was coming to him.
Good Lord. He was so... old! Blah!
That's your takeaway?
You do have sunscreen on this earth, right? Those crow's feet aren't giving me hope.
You don't play ball. We've got an entire wing at my new Arkham, specially made for pacifying clowns like you.
Sounds like it worked great on the last guy. Oh, I can't wait for this world to get a load of its new Joker. So many smiling faces to meet. And all thanks to you, Mandy.
Don't think you can scare me, clown. One button press and I do what Batman never could. Solve this Earth's Joker problem for good. That's a promise.
I think that's Diedrich Bader. I'm not sure. So this Joker is a lot more whimsical. I love Mark Hamill. I love his Joker, but his Arkham Joker is... he laughed a lot. But this one is a lot more just whimsical. And he has a bit of cynicism to him, but he's a lot more Joker in concept than it, like, kind of what Joker was originally, I guess, than what Joker kind of is now, which is just a mad... well, he is mad, but I hope you get what I mean. He's less mastermind and more jump, click your feet kind of mad, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So the voice for the Joker, according to the actor playing this version of voice, is not too dissimilar to my real voice. According to the actor playing, won't sound too overtly psychic. Okay, can you tell me who the voice is? Okay, so his name is J.P. Karliak. Oh. Oh my. Ooh. He doesn't seem to be credited for it. Does he? Oh, he does. He's right there. Okay, so I'm going to show you something real quick. Can you just... why can't you just... I guess I'm going to screenshot this because IMDb doesn't want me copying pictures. So, going to his IMDb, or their IMDb, I don't know their gender identity, I was just hit with, oh, and I will show you why. Oh. He or they slay quite well. And clearly fits the Joker quite well. Or fits this version of Joker that I like. I like enough. Yes. The second I saw him, I was like, ooh, slay. Indeed. All right, next up. Where's the controllers on my leg, Alex? Come on.
Ugh, I got chafed wrists like you wouldn't believe. You mind loosening the old friendship bracelets, big guy?
This is a mistake. I don't know what the director's thinking, bringing a goddamn Joker into this mess.
Say, what are we thinking for lunch? Sushi? You have that here? Richard, you're gonna love what I can do with chopsticks. Wink.
Can it, Chuckles?
He does flirt with Rick, actually. Yeah.
In the hall, knew someone murked by Joker. I bet they just love to get their mitts on you.
Ooh, don't threaten me with a good time, soldier boy.
Joker was terrorist scum. Worst of the worst. The world's better off with him in the dirt. And if you think I won't bury you with him...
I'm detecting some aggression here, Flatfoot. But if you're gonna kill me, you'd have done it already.
Squad's got bigger fish to fry. And if keeping you alive means keeping them alive, I can keep it in the holster. For now.
Colonel Flag! Is that affection for your squad I'm detecting? Oh, I knew there was a gooey center underneath all that bluster and body armor. Usually I have to work a little harder to get it, but...
I wonder if he flirted with the Rick in his universe much.
Mandy, dearest, welcome back! I just adore this whole musical interrogations bit. What a hoot!
Clock's ticking, Joker. Start shooting straight. What really happened to your last squad?
Like, emotionally? Hurt people, Mandy. Not like I need to tell you that.
Reports
I love
peg you
that.
as last clown standing. You see, that smells like a double cross to me.
More Semtex and charred entrails. You know how far a human head can fly with enough explosive force?
So you're sticking to the story that you murdered your team. Doing Brainiac's dirty work for him.
My dirty work is mine and mine alone. See, where I come from, we take ride or die pretty literally.
Well, you're on my world now, Joker. And I'm the one who decides when and how Task Force X lives or dies.
So Mandy doesn't trust him. Shocker, she doesn't trust anyone.
You really think you're something special, don't you? But I see right through you. You and your whole shtick. The hair, the fancy clothes, the swagger. Get this through your pointy little skull. I'm the guy that decides what goes up and where it comes down.
Duly noted, Mr. Up, Down, Back Around Guy, sir. I'll get that in my Rolodex right away. Quick question. What exactly makes you think I'm your problem child?
I've met you before. I've met 1,000 psychos like you. And every single one of them was a pain in my ass.
I see. Well, I look forward to changing your mind, Mr. Flag, sir. Oh, P.S., how is your ass doing these days?
Oh, you want to get up in my business, huh? I can get personal. What's the spill on you and the other clown, huh? She and the last Joker had Commish Gordon smoking 2 at a time.
The shrink? Strictly co-workers, just like you and I. But hey, look at the bright side. You've got a wide open net, and I think I might be strong enough to love again. The stars are aligning. Do you feel it, Rick?
You're gonna be feeling something in a minute, you little... You're gonna have to work harder
I
than
ship it.
that. You're below my rank. And I'm out of your league.
Oh, I see the sparks flying already. Yeah, I like him too. He's fun.
So, you kill your squad to save them from Brainiac. Then Brainiac turns around and remakes Earth in your image. I don't buy it. Make it make sense, Joker.
Maybe.
Still think I'm in cahoots with the big bulbous brain. Well, let's run it down. There was the kidnapping, creative torture techniques, scrambling my DNA like stir-fry. Oh, I guess he did share my love language.
Stop wasting my time.
Oh, relax. Old Brainy don't trust anyone he can't control like an ill-fitting finger puppet. Least of all, yours truly.
So then why turn an entire world into a monument for your bony pratfallen ass?
You think that tacky sideshow was my idea? Darling, I'm a psychopath, not an egomaniac. Where's the subtlety, the wit, the measured panache? When everything's a punchline, the joke just isn't funny anymore.
Might we have found a Joker that Queen likes? It makes sense, because a large part of the fandom didn't like this Joker, or Mrs. Freeze. A large part of the annoying part of the she looks like a man, he's a twink. Those people, they didn't like them, which makes sense. And I do.
Why the long face, Flagpole? Don't you look forward to our little tete-a-tetes? I've always had a soft spot for you, Ricky boy. Well, not you, but you get it. So, hit me! With questions?
Fine. So, you're amiable with Harley. Nothing more, nothing less. I'll buy it for now. You playing nice with Boomerang?
Oh, I just adore that wily little marsupial. Boomerangs. All these Black Ops playthings in the toy box, and he goes with boomerangs. Hilarious! Not a big fan of eye contact, though. Or showers.
And Shark? Stay away. He doesn't need your hooks in him.
Sharky, what a gas. I tell you, they don't make them like that back home. Would you believe fish don't wear jeans on my Earth? Wild, right?
So what about Deadshot, huh? Lawton's kind of the ringmaster of your little circus.
Oh, old Floydy's like the soldier of fortune father I never had. Or maybe it's just that nostalgic smell of bullet casings and aftershave. Hard to say.
Yeah, you're one big happy family. All that matters to me is you keep each other alive out there. Just keep in mind, you might all be expendable assets to Argus, but none more than you.
So they don't trust adding new people to the team.
Oh, if it isn't my second favorite Mandy! You simply can't stay away from me, can you? As much as I enjoy dancing around it, and believe me, I'm a wonderful dancer, should we address the interdimensional elephant in the room?
What's that, Joker? Why I don't toss your chalky ass back to the condemned carnival you crawled out of?
No. What happened to my first favorite Mandy? Aren't you the least bit curious? Oh, I tell you, if my wall could talk... Well, it'd be awful impressive, for starters. I swear I've got her voice box around here somewhere. Check my pockets?
Irrelevant. All I need to know about her is where she went wrong. And if I had my guess, it had something to do with recruiting a ticking time bomb like you.
Gasp! Character assassination! And believe me, I know a thing or two about assassination. But I'll drop a spoiler for you, new old friend. On my Earth, you didn't make it past this part. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, well, that's a punchline I haven't cracked yet.
The foot's weird, but honestly, I'm just rolling with it. I forgot he's actually missing a leg there. That can work in my favor.
Run of show. Brainiac invades, corrupts the League. We send a squad. Squad goes ass up. Brainiac gets Earth, and we get stuck with you. Am I missing anything?
Well, you're really glossing over the friendships we made along the way.
You were locked up on the Skull ship. You must have seen something we can use. Something to make your squad's sacrifice worth a damn.
It's not so much what I saw, but what I smelled.
Explain.
Flop sweat, chum. Perspiration prickling on a big, brainy melon. Any comic worth his salt has a nose for it, and I could just smell it. That intoxicating musk
think Brainiac's afraid? Of what?
Bombing, obviously. This whole invasion deal. It's like he's workshopping a gag, running it over and over again, constantly adjusting the routine, tweaking each beat until he gets it just right.
And it's not going according to plan this time.
Yep. See, Brainiac's a lot of things, mans, but take it from me, he's a pretty shitty improviser.
But I want to finish this. Oh no. So I feel like we're going to go over this. As I mentioned, Flash at this point in the current story has been saved. And it never really went over how we knew that he was there and savable, because as far as we know, they were all dead. I feel like at some point in the story, Joker, like saving Joker from the Skull Ship, like we did, he was supposed to know that the Flash was there and let us know that the League is savable. That's my assumption, since we have nothing else to go on at the moment. But as for Joker, I like this Joker. Not only is he fun to play, he's fun to listen to. Some of my favorite lines he says while playing are, "Look, Ma, no plans." And the other one I already had in my head, now it's gone. Let's finish this while paused, shall we? Alright, we're just about done with our Joker. And it's auto-saving right now, of course. There we go. And I like him. He's cute. I'm sure I'm missing some detail, but it's fine. Sketch. Joker. I moved his body up. Oh, I didn't even fix the arm. There we go. Right as rain. Alright, next up, after Joker's interviews, is the new normal. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to do a proper sketch for these ones. They're shorter. Alright, the new normal. What's the new normal about? New normal.
Man, it's gonna be hard to return to normal after all this. Assuming there's normal left to return to.
What's the matter, Floyd? Missing your large adult extra children already?
One gets short of us that easy, man. You can't pick your crime family. Y'all know what I'm getting at.
Course I do, Dadshot. Normal is a finite resource, Floydy. Sometimes you just can't go.
No offense, Quinn, but I intend to go home. Man,
I had to
it's
reset
gonna
that
be hard to return
audio
to
break.
normal after all this.
I don't know what to draw
Assuming
for this
there's
one.
normal left to return to.
What's the matter, Floyd? Missing your large adult extra children already?
One gets short of us that easy, man. You can't pick your crime family. Y'all know what I'm getting at.
Course I do, Dadshot. Normal is a finite resource, Floydy. Sometimes you just can't go home again, metaphorically speaking.
No offense, Quinn, but I intend to go home. Need to, and I will. Metaphor and otherwise.
Oh, okay. Guess we're back to no fun shot again.
Hey, Quinn. Sorry about that home dig before. Wasn't cool of me.
I don't sweat it, Floyd. I got the thickest skin in this whole operation.
Highly doubtful.
Metaphor version, Sharky.
Ever wish you could go back? To your old life? Before the clown costumes and brain bombs?
That's hard to say. Most days I gotta squint real hard to even see Harleen in the rear view. The way I see it, what's the point in going home if you don't live there anymore? Most likely, you just freak out the new tenants.
We've been around each other way too long. That almost made complete sense. Hey, got a sec, Harley? The whole thing we were talking about earlier. I think we're both right.
You are really burning a lot of brain juice on this one, pal.
Look, I'm just saying things have changed for all of us. But we don't have to leave it all behind. I mean, if we don't want to.
Is this your way of asking if Pauline's taken on preferred clients?
Yeah, maybe. We get through this, we're all gonna need a good therapist.
Ha! And you'd let this questionably reformed clown inside your head? Okay, tell you what. I ever start verbally massaging sad Gothamite brains again, I'll put you at the top of the list.
Deal. So, you taking the Argus medical insurance, or?
So that's the new normal? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't know what to draw for this one. And then kids and dads. I think King Shark and Deadshot.
Deadshot, I would like to ask about your child Zoe. But engaging in the requisite small talk is disrespectful to our found kinship.
You know what? Thanks for sparing the weather bullshit, Shark Man. Everyone's asked or commented. You were bound to eventually.
Yes, well, you were not always able to live as a full family unit. Even before the Green Lantern took you to Arkham.
Zoe... See now, Susan... It's complicated human shit, Shark. Really complicated human bullshit.
Ah, I see. Is it rude to ask for more information?
Oh boy, is it! I'll tell you about the birds, the bees, and the long mediated conversations later.
Hey, Shark, can we talk
Alright
about...
then.
I mean, I see some of myself in your father, and I'm not about that. He sounds...
Like an unyielding tyrant? Yes, he is. You share some qualities, but I feel they are largely his best ones.
See, it's that largely that bothers me. I mean, Susan and I worked things out. I've gotten Zoe anything she's wanted.
Much like the supernatural powers of the deep, money cannot solve everything. But you are very aware of this. You are constantly trying to find ways to speak with Zoe.
Of course. Wouldn't any dad? Okay. I get you.
Take comfort in the fact that you are a far better communicator. Much less teeth and fury.
Maybe Susan was right.
Bit of time.
I'm not a good dad. I'm not the worst dad, I guess.
You have many redeeming features that do not involve killing, such as your dry wit and comedic timing. That is heartening.
Better than my dad.
I got a whole book draft on my daddy issues, Floyd. Looking for a solid publisher.
You are trying, and that has great worth.
Does if we survive.
Yes, we survive. Then you reconnect with your child, like in your extremely sentimental human movies.
Not quite like that, big man. You ever want closure with your old man, though? I got some kings in my resume. We could take them.
We could not best him as he is a god, but the sentiment is one I greatly appreciate.
I like them. I like these little moments. And it can be frustrating that they're locked behind this, but that's just how it is. So there's... I love how I draw King Shark. Like, I try to, like, go into detail, and then the eyes are just like, boop, boop. Yeah, with, like, there's so few ones for these that I don't have a lot of time to go into a lot of detail in the drawings, but there's only one left in this episode, and that's classified sources. This one I found interesting. So, Toyman was a character, if you don't know, Toyman was a character that joined the squad partway through the game. He is a big fan of the superheroes, and Amanda Waller basically exploits him for his high-tech stuff that he has. And, like, he invented gadget to fight against the Flash, the anti-Speed Force thingy, and he has a lot of shrinking and growing things, like the vehicles that he has to help save civilians. And he's also voiced by the same actor who played Nightwing in Gotham Knights. But anyone who joins the squad gets a bomb in their neck, and he is one of them. And I didn't know any of this about him when this came out.
Hi, Miss Lane. Come in, Pinwheeler. This is the Tinker speaking.
Hero, you were supposed to check in weeks ago. I've been worried about you.
Sorry, Miss Lane. I've just been so busy now that they're letting me help out here. But please, don't worry. Not even about the BOMB. My little buddy defused it weeks ago.
Yeah.
A bomb? Hero, we agreed you would drop off the Speed Force device, take one selfie with the big statues, then get out of Metropolis. This was not the plan.
But I'm okay. I'm making a lot of friends, I'm eating all my greens, and I promise I'm working really hard to save the city.
It's not up to you to save the city, Hero. You're just a kid. Look, just please check in again regularly, okay?
You got it, Miss Lane. Save the city and check in more often.
So I had no idea, like, he defused his bomb already. He's doing all this of his own volition. He's naive, but he's ready and willing to try and save everyone. And I love that. The hero is so cute. He's a cute bean. And I also didn't know that Lois sent him in there to get information and do what he can. Because Hero just kind of shows up and wanting to help. I didn't know that, like, Lois was planning this.
Miss Lois Lane, I received a request for intel on Colonel Rick Flag. I am prepared to talk on his misdeeds.
I appreciate it, Nanaue. So for most of us, Richard Flagg is still a relatively unknown figure. What are your defining experiences of him?
It began when I was a newly captive pup. Alone, afraid. Colonel Flagg was assigned to guard me. He noticed my shivering and let slip his cruel plan to torment me with only icy sustenance.
Access to adequate food is your human Do you get human rights? Maybe that was the loophole.
Yes. For an entire evening, Colonel Flagg forced me to eat nothing but ice cream. But he had unwittingly chosen my favorite flavor and toppings. He is an unlucky man.
Your ice cream? Right, and did Flagg's methods often accidentally include things you enjoy?
There was also the occasion where he had to emergency stop the Bell Rev transport van at the fun fair.
Shark.
So Rick Flag is, underneath it all, a really nice guy. When King Shark was a new captive, Flag had gotten him all his favorite ice creams all the time, and they stopped at the fun fair, and he cares about people more than he probably would, or should.
I'll be straight with you. I need info, and you seem like my most reliable source on the squad.
Ooh, you really know how to butter a girl up, don't you, Lois? Most reliable source in the Daily Planet's Whistleblower Awards. I'm touched, I really am. I gotta know, was I the first person you called or the last?
All I'm asking for is a little inside intel. Help me piece this thing together.
I do enjoy piecing things together. Body parts, puzzles, true crime podcasts, especially my crimes.
Ugh, do we have to do this, Harley? I know people underestimate you. I don't. You're smart, and you've gotta have an angle on what Waller has planned.
Nah, really. You don't gotta wheedle it out of me, sweetie. I'm just happy to pass the Bechdel test with someone.
So Harley gave her nothing.
Boomerang, thank you for agreeing to speak with me.
Miss Lane, real honor. Huge fan of your work. Photojournalism, less words.
Thank you?
Yeah. Love your war reporting especially. And you've covered all the greats like yours truly.
I did?
Well, you remember? Yeah, of course you remember. On my rivalry with Flash. Yeah, I had the clipping in my cell at Arkham.
That might have been one of my syndicated pieces. I remember it being more about Flash.
No, it was defo about me. I know I read it hundreds of times. No one's called me incorrigible before. So, if you want a source, I'm an open book.
Yeah.
You're who I've been most
Self-conscious.
interested in speaking with, Hack.
Oh, is this some sort of human interest thing? Sympathy for the person stuck in the internet?
What? No. Look, I know Argus is blocking my broadcast signal. And people out there need to know what's happening. And Metropolis needs to know there's still a world out there.
You're using an outdated codec at high bit rates and attempting to stream to a service that was defunct before the alien invasion.
Okay, you try casting from a phone when the servers are gone, IT and production are probably in a floating skull, and your password manager is very insistent.
Oh, I am very aware. I angle some satellites a little to the left to make sure you hit the city's monitors. Gets me my favorite shows too.
Right, you're really helping me out. You are helping me. That would explain so much.
I weighed the pros and cons. Got more pros than cons. I took care of archival and posting too. Please, hire a digital archivist.
I've been telling Perry that for years. Oh, God, if things weren't so dire, this would probably be much funnier to me.
So Hack has been helping Lois with her broadcasts and to keep online and everything this entire time because Hack likes to help, and she weighed the pros and cons, and there were more pros. Nice.
You're who I've been...
Oh, that's the last one. Okay, so that's all of episode 1. I didn't really get to finish this drawing. But let me just quickly doodle it in. Meant to be like an excited hero. Like, and Lois is just like, let's just make that dark and noticeable. Hero's face came out well, and I like Lois. I don't know if she has a ponytail. I just drawing from memory that I looked up what Hero looked like real quick. Okay, so now we need episode 2's content. Great. Episode 2 shouldn't take us that long either. Wait. That wasn't everything, was it? There was the... Okay. Yes, there was a bit more. The Riddler calls, which we can't see. Brainiac's records and Lex Luthor's Survivor diaries. Nearly forgot. So, no, little lady. I guess we'll listen to all of these, because I don't know if they came, like, with each episode or not. Let's just do them all. I think there's only one, but in episode 1.
Always striven for greatness. Yet when I reached out to seize their greatness,
Maybe I'll do one an episode.
my so-called peers dubbed my experiments on living test subjects unethical, reckless. Some even attempted to discredit me and my discoveries. It was then I realized only truly understood greatness. Of course, my persecutors soon changed their tune when our planet was threatened, just as I predicted it would be. Suddenly, they looked to me for answers, and I was happy to provide them. I selected and archived the best Kolu had to offer, and created a vessel to hold it. You, my ship. An ark to an eternal Kolu. Despite the initial
Let's just do them all.
scientific reception, my terminal saw perhaps my greatest achievement. My legacy. After several suboptimal results, and the denial of further resources, I became the first fully successful integration. This proved pivotal. I was able to build a network that would obey my will, realize my vision for our evolution. In that moment, a spark was lit. That spark was New Kolu, and I have carried it like a beacon through the multiverse. Endless planets of organic matter just waiting to be collected and molded. For who has a greater right to the multiverse than we Koluans? And who better to lead them than me? The only Koluan who truly saw where our futures lay. As I reached dimension after dimension, I realized the enormity of my task. Countless Kolus lost to countless disasters, without a Koluan of my will, my drive to rally behind. I must assume the inferiority of my other selves, based on the evidence available. And as I cannot alter time, not yet, all I can do is solve for the problem of Kolu's fall in retrospect. There is no saving the dream of the Kolus that once were, only rebuilding their glory anew. In my image, of course. This isn't about empire, it's about legacy.
He has long fingers in my recollection, so I'm just gonna... Yeah.
First and foremost, I am a scientist. New Kolu is my experiment, and it must be given every possible chance of success. More than perfecting my terraforming model, I would need a perfect model of the multiverse itself. Every conceivable upset has a contingency plan. Every potential threat to New Kolu is isolated and studied. Elements recur across the multiverse, but there are anomalies, uncertainties, generators of chaos. Most need to be neutralized. Some I can use, on the genetic level at least. There's always space in my archives and my laboratory.
Well, this is a weird-looking Brainiac, but again, drawing him from memory, I don't quite remember. We got weird, sad Thanos. Oh well. That's Brainiac anyway. Alright, so there was... Yes, Riddler, which we can't do. Brainiac, and then Lex's Diaries. Yes. All 8 of them.
I thought I would welcome solitude, but Earth can feel so barren without Earthlings. Without
So
Superman,
this is Lex 2.
Waller, and the others, for them to fail. For us to fail. No. What use is a stirring, nagging, guilty conscience to fill the void now? Design a moral fallacy to obsess over? Delude myself into remorse? Bargain with my own mind until I truly believe that only the righteous can feel this kind of pain? And at last, the grand epiphany. A promise to be better. As I drop to my knees, close my eyes, and sob into the rubble I've made. As if my tears serve anyone but myself. Yes, that's what a lesser mind would do. But I am a Luther. can't resign myself to wasting away in a bunker.
So this is just him
Not when Brainiac has confirmed
documenting
dimensional
himself.
theories I'd only tested. So instead of finding company in myself, I've committed to finding company in myself. Lex's Legion of Luthers. Our consolidated intellect will unabashedly echo through the Lutherverse. Of course, I've had my share of concerns. Perhaps the lesser Luthers will start to feel inferior. I can be challenging to work with. My shrewd nature and full-bodied charisma make me impossible to steamroll, which weak minds often find intimidating. And sometimes I work too hard. I suppose that's a risk we'll all have to take on together. On further thought and hydration, potential Luthers are better viewed as like having a portfolio of vacation homes. Perfectly appointed vacation homes, where I could just slip in and enjoy the fruits of another Luther's labor on a living planet. So, contact could go two ways. A, this Luther and I work together on his Earth, or B, I simply fill the absence left by another. Obviously, surviving an apocalypse more than proves I am the superior Luther. Every version of me would agree with that, unless he's been intellectually compromised somehow. And we can't have someone like that representing the Lex Luthor brand in any dimension. Now can we?
Well,
Listen very carefully. Yes, it's me. It's you. An alien invader has reduced my Earth to a barren wasteland, and I'm offering you the chance to spare your own world the same fate. Of course, I can't detail my plan to aid you in this broadcast. I'm sure I don't need to explain how dangerous it would be for the last hope of humanity to be intercepted by anyone but us. And I know what you must be thinking, Lex, so consider this. I hold your future in my hands. If my goal was to kill you and take your place, all I'd have to do is let it happen. I look forward to saving the world with you. Goodbye for now, and don't wait too long.
how many are left now? Oh, there's only half of them.
Yes, of course a binary dimension signal worked. Of course it did. The long nights, the bitten fingernails, all worth it now. Last night I received the first trans-dimensional response. His Earth is unspoiled. He's never even heard of Brainiac. I hold all the cards. But this is you, Lex. He'll be suspicious. It's in his nature. I'll have to build confidence slowly, get inside his head, integrate myself into his decision-making. It'll be risky, negotiating with another Lex, but if anyone's up to the task, I am.
Alright, so this is him infiltrating the Arkham Lex when he sent out that message. Right.
I've just spoken with Alexander. God, how I've missed conversation. It's been too long since I've held discourse with a peer, although peer might be generous. Despite my previous concerns, his ego seems easy enough to manipulate. He's more naive than he presents, and his eagerness exposes him to compromise. He did divulge some useful information, though. Another Waller, another League, another Superman. I'm eager to see for myself. I'll have a future, a home, a staging ground. With each successful broadcast, I inch closer to our inevitable endgame. The time to abandon this planet draws near. I can't say I'm sad to see it go, so I won't. As the when still eludes me, I must turn my attention to the how of it all. Phasing data, even small objects between us, is a puzzle long solved. But my entire laboratory, myself. And the true quandary, how much of my faith can I safely bestow on dear Alexander? How far is he willing to trust his extra-dimensional benefactor? The man's obviously not stupid. He's me. That demands respect and caution in equal measure. Regardless, I must begin preparations if there's any hope for his world's survival. As per usual, I'll put my faith in the only Luther I know I can trust. Myself.
It's like, it came out kind of like young old. I don't know if I like it.
The cycle perpetuates. Brainiac's invasion of my double's Earth has begun in earnest. And faster. Damnably fast. Brainiac has already dominated the League, and I assume Waller and her troop of misfit toys aren't far behind. Dear Alexander's persistent overconfidence is both admirable and alarming. He plans to stage a solo offensive against Brainiac's armada. Powered exosuits, military manufacture, bioweapons. How he diverged from my own mastery of the nanotechnology field. Well, who am I to talk him out of it? After all, I know how inflexible I can be once I've made up my mind. On one hand, Alexander's death inevitably complicates my crossing over. I'll need to procure new collaborators to ensure my safe passage. On the other, well, it's a rather convenient opening, isn't it?
Right, that's Earth 2 Lex, shirtless for some reason. I didn't give him a shirt. So that's his whole journey before we met him in the main game, and then he joined our Earth. And that's all of episode 1. So, I say so far, that's all of episode 1. We're nearing an hour, but I will go for episode 2, just to keep it one season. Alright, so episode 2. Ow. Episode 2. Which ones does episode 2 have? Oh, an ad starts in 5 minutes. 4.5 minutes. Well. Okay, so episode 2 starts with Ivy interviews. So Ivy interviews for Rick, Flag, all new act, Fishy Business, and Team Sharkarang. Since these are also very small parts, I don't know if I'll have enough time to do bigger drawings. Riddler calls. Oh, we don't even have any Argus tapes. It's just the Brainiac Part 2 and Riddler Call 6. So it's just the audio logs for this one. Alright, starting with the Rick Flag interview.
Oh gosh, what is that? Hey you! Buzzcut! No, not you, dummy, the other Buzzcut! Big Man Flag! Flag!
Hello, Ivy. Can I help you?
Why don't you smell like the others? The other soldiers, they all smell boring. Like frequent showers and a good night's sleep. You, on the other hand, you smell special.
Watch it, kid. You shouldn't go around smelling people.
I literally have to. Pheromones are everywhere. It's part of how I see the world. Could you stop breathing?
Put a bullet in my head and I'd stop breathing fast.
There it is. It's an interesting mixture. gritty and unpleasant, but with a dash of some sickly sweet suffering. I smell something that you'd probably like to forget.
All right, that's enough. If your nose knows what's good for it, your mouth will shut up.
You know, I've got a theory about you, big man Flag.
I'm sure you do.
You act all tough, but underneath that sad sack perfume.
Cologne.
Whatever, cologne. Underneath the tough guy act, I think you're a big softy.
Be careful who you call soft, Ivy. You don't know me.
Oh, come on, it's a compliment. And you meat sacks call me judgmental, sheesh. It's not a bad thing to be soft. Most plants are soft-bodied after all. Moss and algae are among the most successful life forms on the planet, and they're super soft. Soft and squishy.
Well, I'm not a moss. I'm a man.
No need to tell me. I can smell that from here. Ugh.
Look, kid, I really don't have time to chat.
What? I'm not important to you?
The mission is important. Nothing else. Keep that in mind.
Hey, there you are.
Well, they're getting
Favorite
along.
buzz cut. You smell better today. Less like a funeral home.
Look, kid, take some advice. You gotta watch how you talk to people around here.
How am I supposed to watch myself talk? You want me on security cams?
Don't play dumb. I know you're not dumb, but calling me soft, that is a dumb move. You have no idea who I am. You have no idea what I've seen, what I've been through. The last thing the world made me is soft.
I don't understand your meat emotions. Getting damaged doesn't make you harder. That's ridiculous. Look at me. My whole body was destroyed, and now my skin is softer than ever. Look.
I don't think I would call you soft. Sharp, maybe. Sharp and unpredictable.
Venus flytraps are soft. Pitcher plants are soft. And yet they both kill far more than any thorn.
All well and good. But I'll reiterate that I am not a plant.
Anytime I get to draw Ivy, it's unhinged.
Okay, Ivy. Spit it out. What
Or
is
just
it?
chaos.
I didn't say anything.
You're staring at me.
Oh, I'm just taking it in.
Taking what in?
All living things carry memory with them. We can see the marks of a fire from hundreds of years ago scorched into the rings of a tree. The same is true for you.
Okay, I'll bite. What do you see scorched into my rings, Ivy?
Trauma, survivor's guilt, a sense of purpose in a pooped up world. You make quite the pheromone soup. You're special. I would love more time to study you.
Study me. Let's not forget the chain of command here. I work for Argus. We are in charge of you. End of discussion.
I guess it was the end of the discussion.
Okay, not to be a prickle, but I did want to say just one more thing about your obviously tragic past.
Look, kid. Do you really want to know that bad?
Yeah?
We were, 6 months deep in the mud. Command sent us somewhere as a decoy. It was a suicide run. Not like they told us. I watched my whole squad get gunned down. One by one. Die for nothing. In blood and ash. You can't imagine that, Ivy. Being the only one left. Having to live with that. You just can't.
Of course I can imagine that. Oh. I don't know if you know this about me, but I actually have an excellent imagination.
I can't believe I just told you all that.
Me neither. But don't stop. What were your squad mates' names? Never mind. Don't tell me. It's more fun if I make them up myself.
Christ. You think this is funny? That it's all a big joke?
No, not funny, just interesting. I'm only trying to understand you.
Your understanding feels a whole lot like disrespect.
I just wish I had been there. The taste of screams, the fear in the air, it would have been... Oh, wait, Flag! I didn't mean it! Come back!
She has good people skills. But she got Flag to open up.
Hey, Big Man Flag. So, last time we spoke, I kind of got the impression that I upset you somehow.
Nice detective work, Batman.
Anyways, I struggle with, seeing the line in conversations. Maybe that's what happens when a billionaire raises you in a test tube. I don't know.
Look, the whole damn squad has the same problem. There's no need to apologize.
No? I thought you were going to be really pissed. Call me a cactus or a biohazard or the plant freak.
Oh, you heard all that, huh? Well, that's the point. That's why we're working with you. It's been the plan this whole time. Build a team of heartless maniacs, and it doesn't feel quite so bad when you lose them.
Do you really think you'd feel nothing if I died? Or the others?
Honestly, yeah, I think I'd feel something. But since we put bombs in all of your heads, I sure hope to God I'm wrong.
Aw, see? I knew you were a big softie.
Yeah, most iterations I know of Flag, which would be 2, he always has a moral... He has an issue with the morals of everything that he has to do. Right. All new act. So that's Ivy and Flag there. Ivy came out well. Flag came out fine. Forgot to give him any clothes, but that's fine. All new act is 3 parts, so I probably won't get to draw very much.
All right, Joker. Take a seat. We need to chat.
Ooh, an ominous chat. Do tell. Have I been too good? Too bad. A solid neutral that's a reliable part of the team.
You're making people uncomfortable.
That's my whole thing. There's humor in it.
Around here, it's largely unprocessed traumas, courtesy of my partly processed trauma. Mr. J raised hackles. You're doing the same. You want to fit in, ease up a bit.
So this was one thing that people definitely wanted and were annoyed that there wasn't really any until you get to the audio logs. Given the trauma of Harley's past with Joker, she didn't have anything to say in cutscenes to the new Joker when this one came along. So I was glad that they actually got to do something in these audio logs with her.
Oh my, Dr. Quinzel, we have to stop meeting like this. What will all my paramours think? I have to fight them off with an umbrella.
Yeah, still not my type. I don't think you ever were.
Youch! Did I mix up my signals, or are they different around here?
Never existed, kid. We're like fishing in the Gotham River. You're never catching anything you want.
Oh, thank God! I didn't want to have that conversation. So, as the team therapist, where do we start? Are we healing my inner child?
Psychiatrist. Also, no. Waller could never pay me enough to get inside another psychotic clown's head. Besides my own, I do that one for free. Look, let me level here. These guys are my guys now. Nobody messes with them. Especially you. Don't go following in old footsteps and prove me wrong.
So obviously not trusting of a new Joker when she didn't like the old one, but she's more confident enough to be like, this is my group, and I will not have you fuck with my group after what other you did.
Harley, wait. I got a bone to pick with you.
Yeah? Which bone? Better not be the humorous.
What? No. Oh, but, no. You see your Joker in me? How so?
It's kind of where you're headed. And I know you like a captive audience. The only way Mr. J could keep him in the end was literal kidnapping. Sometimes not even then.
Applause and laughter just don't ring right if it's not genuine.
Exactly. Anyways, if you don't want to end up...
Sad, bitter, completely alone, and with skin not even big cosmetics could save?
Dead. I was gonna say dead, but sure, just try not to play in who they think you are.
So it's interesting for a change having Harley giving Joker advice to not end up like the Joker that she had.
Harley, your advice was so non-specific. I've tried small talk, polite smiling, compliments, gifts, impromptu massages, everything.
And just how many of those looked like or were presented like intimidation tactics and threats?
Yeah, I mean, it's still me we're talking about. They needed some of that Joker flair to really sparkle.
Oh boy, I've definitely heard that one before.
But you haven't heard it from me yet.
You know what? You're right. I think it's about time for me to clock out on this case. Good luck, kid.
That's it? I didn't even get to do Harley for this one. There you go. I think I got elongated Joker a bit well this time. This is going on a lot longer than I expected, but I'm kind of enjoying it.
Listen up, Sharky. I've got one that's gonna knock your flippers clean off. Now, stop me if you heard this one. So, a 10-foot talking shark and an extra-dimensional psychopath walk into a bar, and...
Cease, clownfish. I have heard this one before.
And, wait, really?
I will. Hi, Neely.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a first for me, big guy.
Ha 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 ha! I guessed. Oh, you should have seen the look on your soft pallid face. Ah, thank you for this rejuvenating moment of levity, Joker.
Uh-huh. Find a nickel for every time a joke flopped with a fish. Yo, 10 tons of teeth. Got a sec? I've got a foolproof jig for you this time.
I do not weigh 10 tons, Joker. You know, on this earth, it is rather hurtful to make assumptions about one's weight.
Literal guy, aren't you, pal? It's a nickname, you know, like, the Clown Prince of Crime.
I did not know you are royalty, Joker. What of your reign? Who sits atop your tiny clown throne in your absence? Wow. Two unlikely monarchs on the same team. I suppose our shared ocean is really just a small pond after all. Moment, Joker. I have a query for you.
How are you, Neely?
Am I in trouble? I feel like I'm in trouble.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Water.
Water who?
What are you waiting for, Joker? Let us swim forth and gnash our foes between our powerful jaws and weaponized joy buzzers.
You know, you're all right, Sharky. But we really gotta work on your delivery.
Happy's doing it. I am tired as fuck. As all fuck. All of the fuck. Wow. I'm pretty good. I was tired. And then I did a surprise stream that I was not planning to do any recordings for, or any artwork. And now, here we are. And I'm kind of enjoying it. All these drawings are not coming out super well, but I'm glad I'm doing them anyway. And I love how King Shark comes out every single time I draw him. Every time I'm like, it's perfect. We're sketching and we're going over the audio log stories. Yeah, the audiolog stories in Suicide Squad, because that's where a lot of the story is. We're currently on episode 2, like the post-launch episode 2's audiologs. And I think this is the last of it. Yeah, Team Sharkarang.
What do you reckon little guppy Sharko would make of you if he could see you now?
I do not know. I do not think he could have anticipated interdimensional travel with a foul-mouthed Australian. I suppose he would consider it awe-inspiring. The possibility of experiencing literally anything.
Literally anything is a pretty broad umbrella, mate. Good stuff and bad. And we're kinda looking for the bad.
Are you apprehensive of our prospective teammates, Boomerang?
Nah. But who knows what you might find out about yourself, you know? All those usses floating around. With every new universe we enter, every new squaddy we look for, it's just another chance for me to be disappointing by comparison. Right?
Everything we have yet to experience in life exists in the vast unknown of good or bad, Boomerang. You cannot see everything in the ocean, but that does not scare you.
Easy for you to say. King of the flaming food chain. Now, what you said before about not being afraid of the sea, Sharko, doesn't apply. Nothing good ever came of the sea. Present company excluded, obviously.
I am the stolen jewel in the ocean's crown. True. But the seabed is bursting with marvelous things to pillage and conquer. There is krill. I am certain you could defeat at least a handful of them. And coral. Humans love murdering coral.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like the kind of stuff that'll get me a lot of friends, mate.
He wants friends.
Gain some favor amongst the dolphins.
Oh, dolphins? The assholes of the ocean.
Yes, your previous exploits would be well received at Dolphin Society. Though the mer swine would not accept you in your current state.
We've really got to work on your comeback, Sharko.
Coral?
I've decided it doesn't matter who we drag from where. They'll all fall for the old digger charm easy.
That is exciting news. When will you deploy this digger charm?
It's always on. It just works different for fish.
Then for your sake, I hope we are not directed to many aquatic worlds.
It won't matter. You've got flippers and you like me. Don't ya?
Does it
He
matter
wants
to you if
friends.
these people like you, Boomerang? It is meaningless to be liked by everyone, and stressful to live with impending acceptance hanging over you.
Oh, talk like a person, Sharko. Not a flaming notable quote poster.
You should want to be liked by those you know and like. Impressing strangers is a hollow pastime.
Yeah, but what if we find another Boomerang that people do like, who takes you swimming and feeds you crab sticks?
That sounds like a fine way to spend an afternoon. With the Boomerang I already know and care for.
A little bit. When they first announced this game, all I thought was, so King Shark is just Drax. He's Drax functionally. He takes some things literally, but he's very smart. And he loves to learn new things. He's just a little bit naive, and he loves making friends. So he's not like Drax in that way. So there's... I didn't really get to finish him, but... But I love their relationship. It's so cute. But I loved how that ends. Just like Digger finally being like, what if they find another me and people would prefer to be around him than me and like do these things, and Shark is just like, those sound like fun things to do that I'd rather do with you. And it's like, no, it's so cute. Stop it. So we're getting a bit more into the team dynamics. Joker learning to acclimate with people, flirting with Rick Flag, Harley not trusting him, not wanting him to go down the road of her Joker, Flag opening up to Ivy about his past, Ivy learning a bit more, King Shark being the best thing ever. I love him. It's already pretty late. But we have one more. I know Oni's probably asleep at this point. It's like 20-1 for me, so it's like 20-2 for her. One more recording. So thank you so very much for tuning into this video. And I will see you in the next one, and I hope that you take care. Oni, Hylian, and Queen will probably say goodbye to you tonight. If they don't, I'm an asshole. Queen yell. Goodbye. And Hylian said bye. Yay.